They're some of rap's most well-known beefs. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hip-hop feuds and rivalries. Number 10, Azealia Banks versus Jim Jones. When it comes to waging internet wars, Azealia Banks has you covered. She's gotten into fights with the likes of Perez Hilton, Bauer, Diplo, and Iggy Azalea.
Shift my hips, left to the right. Ay, this shake look better in the light.
But what started as a heated Twitter exchange was taken to the next level when the FemC released a track mocking rapper Jim Jones.
Hair braided with gel, the got smell. Why these niggas push me? I get spooky as hell.
Though their feud seems to be over, Banks is far from done targeting others via the social networking service. Number 9, Ice-T versus Soulja Boy. In this battle between the old school and new school, Ice-T took issue with Soulja Boy's so-called modern hip-hop sound on Crank That.
Crank that soul, now what? Crank that soul, now what?
After saying the teens' garbage music was killing the genre,
but as far as your music goes, it's garbage.
Their spat carried over into video blogs.
Like, who the is Ice-T, dog? The last time I heard this was in Superhead book, dog.
Though things seemed to fizzle, Ice-T later expressed disapproval about a Juice movie remake starring none other than Soulja Boy himself.
You just waiting on the traffic jam to finish, girl.
Number 8, Chris Brown versus Drake.
Say my name, wear it out. It's getting hot, crack a window, air it out.
The beef between Breezy and Drizzy supposedly started after Rihanna began dating Drake following her breakup with Chris Brown. What followed wasn't pretty. Angry tweets, a nightclub fight, a lawsuit, and several diss tracks. Though the suit was eventually thrown out, Brown was in the news again a few months later thanks to a brawl with Frank Ocean over a parking space.
We are not one and the same. I'm fucking insane.
Number 7, Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj. Though Lil Kim has feuded with Foxy Brown and Faith Evans, it's her 21st century beef with Nicki Minaj that's kept her in the news.
Where did the beef ever come from for you and Nicki Minaj?
Thanks to her flow, flamboyant costumes, and big personality, Minaj quickly rose to fame. She also quickly caught Lil Kim's attention. After the older artist accused Minaj of copying her style,
she started releasing all these records, doing her vocals the way I did my vocals.
The women exchanged diss tracks and earned support from others. Number 6, 50 Cent versus The Game. 50 Cent has traded lyrical barbs with Jadakiss and fought with Ja Rule's Murder Inc. crew. But it's his rivalry with The Game that makes our list. It all began with the success of The Game's debut and Aftermath Entertainment's delaying of 50's album release. One deadly radio station confrontation, multiple diss tracks, and a few unflattering photo manipulations later, and 50 Cent's G Unit were also chiming in with songs of their own. Number 5, Eminem versus Benzino. Since he's often blasted for violent, sexist, or homophobic lyrics, it's not surprising Slim Shady's had his share of fights, from Mariah Carey to Insane Clown Posse, Everlast to Moby. He most notably grabbed headlines following a row with the Source co-owner and record producer Benzino.
I swear to God, I never lie, but that's why you let that bitch give me that bullshit review. I sat and took it, I ain't look at the shit, we knew you.
After Eminem trashed the magazine in reaction to a poor review, Benzino responded with tracks of his own and claimed the white rapper's success was damaging to black rappers.
If you met him today and you could speak to him, what would you say to him?
First, I want to apologize.
Number 4, LL Cool J versus Kool Moe Dee.
My lyrical beat down, I'll leave you in a coma, cause you can't hang without a high school diploma, your brain is fatigued, you're out of your league.
Though LL later battled with Cannabis and Wyclef Jean, We remember his rivalry with treacherous trees Kool Moe Dee.
Yo, Bob, show that old school sucker punk with real hip hop is, boy.
As a Grammy-winning MC that gained fame in the 70s, Kool Moe Dee felt the up-and-coming LL Cool J was a copycat and wasn't properly paying his respects to older hip-hoppers.
How you think it feel to see another MC get paid?
This prompted a long-standing quarrel that forced LL to take lyrical shots in his own defense.
Made him okay it, made him obey it. Prince of the dollars on the prowl. How you like me now, punk? It's the way I came off then.
Number 3, Boogie Down Productions versus Juice Crew.
I'll keep on going and flowing just like a river. I got a whole lot to give, so I'm a giver.
Also known as the Bridge Wars, this conflict started brewing after Marley Marl's Juice Crew claimed Queensbridge was the home of hip-hop.
Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it, Bronx keeps creating it, and Queens keeps on faking it.
KRS-One and his Boogie Down Productions retaliated with their own track about the South Bronx.
As odd as it looked, as Wallace it seemed, I didn't hear a peep from a place called Queens.
The two groups continued trading lyrical attacks until the death of one of their DJs. Though the rivalry was briefly revived, it's generally perceived as being over. But it's still a significant part of hip-hop history.
Kill that noise. Kill that noise. H to the Izzo.
Number 2, Jay-Z versus Nas.
Who used to dribble down in VA.
Hatched during the aftermath of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, this feud pitted two up-and-coming New York rappers against one another.
Jay-Z, what's up?
Jay-Z and Nas's beef started off through songs, then proceeded with verbal public attacks. It was especially notable for their trash-talking Takeover and Ether tracks, which also received high critical praise.
You guys don't want it with hope. X-Nas, he don't want it with hope. No!
The rappers have since made peace and even worked together.
You love to hear the story, how the thugs live in worry. Duck down in car seat, it's mandatory.
Number 1, Tupac versus Biggie. As the success of West Coast hip-hop began to rival the output of the East, tensions grew between Bad Boy and Death Row Records. At the center of rap's biggest feud were Biggie and Tupac.
No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True to life players.
After Shakur was shot 5 times, the violence between both sides increased, with more shootings, public mocking, and diss tracks. Things ended in tragedy when both the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac were murdered.
I got the dough, got the flow down, pizzazz, platinum plus, like Zizak, dangerous on Trizak.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the most famous hip-hop feud of all time? Be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com for more entertaining top 10s.
Jig on the cover of Fortune, 500.